Hi folks, we're looking forward to seeing you at graduation on June 9th, which is at the Columbia Yacht Club in downtown Chicago. This is an awesome venue, but I'll be the first to warn you that getting there is a little bit challenging. In particular, finding the parking lot is difficult. So over the next few minutes, I'll try to give you some directions and hopefully you'll be able to make it there efficiently. I'll also be sending out a guide which has all the pictures and instructions, but I figured I'd make a video just to make it easier for you to see. The first point is that this is at the Columbia Yacht Club, not the Chicago Yacht Club, which is a few minutes south of the Columbia Yacht Club. This is actually a ship, not a yacht, that's parked permanently at the harbor here. If you're driving there, this is DuSable Lakeshore Drive. You can take a ramp off it as you're going north and then go towards DuSable Harbor here. Or the other way is to come east from Randolph Street. Those are really the only two ways to get there, either exiting off Lakeshore Drive or heading east on Randolph Street. You want to end up at this location here called DuSable Harbor. This is a cul-de-sac, and if you're dropping off someone or if you're getting there by Uber or taxi, you can park the car here at this cul-de-sac and just walk out and you'll be right there close to the ship. Now if you want to park, then the closest parking lot is going to be this parking harbor lot, which is a little bit to the north. This is Google Maps. If you're looking at Apple Maps, it's called DuSable Harbor Parking. The problem is if you're using any of those navigation apps and you put in these locations, even if you put in the parking location, those apps will get you close to it, but they'll lead you astray at the last minute. And then you'll end up making circles trying to find the parking. So I'll zoom in on the intersection here and try to show you exactly where you need to go. This is going to be the street view at the DuSable Harbor, which is a cul-de-sac, this cul-de-sac over here. Again, you can, if you're taking a ride there, you can just hop off at this cul-de-sac and you'll be good. If you're parking, so this is facing north, that's going to be going towards Lakeshore Drive, and then this is a service road that's going to lead you into the parking lot. This is Randolph Street, and let me just go back a little bit west on Randolph Street and then look back here. This is an intersection here. This is the second to last intersection on Randolph Street before you hit the lake. This is where a lot of the apps will tell you make a left over here. And if you make a left, you'll end up going onto Lakeshore Drive and then get stuck in traffic and make a circle. It'll take you 10 minutes to get back to the spot here. So you want to continue on. You want to continue east on Randolph until you're at that very last traffic light, until you can see this cul-de-sac. And then you look to your north, you'll see this building, and then again, this is the service road over here that leads into the parking lot. Let me go in a bit closer and just show that to you. This is the service road over here. It's very, very easy to miss because it looks like a sidewalk, and you may even see people walking on here. But this is actually meant to be a two-way street that goes in and out of the parking lot. You may see cars coming up at you and you may think, oh, this is a one-way street, but no, this is actually a two-way street that goes down to the parking lot. You don't want to take this ramp here. That'll again take you far away from the parking lot. You want to look for this service road on the side. I'm going to go down this service road, or rather the street next to it, and you'll see this parking lot, this open lot under the bridge here. There'll be an entrance to it as well, but you do not want to park here. This is permit only parking, and your car will get towed if you park over here. So you want to continue down the service road until you're at the very end or the very bottom of it. And at this point, Google Maps no longer shows it to me. Part of the issue is there are multiple levels here, and all these navigation apps get confused. So I'll pull up some pictures of that area and we'll go through them. This is the guide that we'll send out to you, has the written instructions as well as some pictures, which I'd recommend that you at least read through a little bit. This is that service road that leads to the parking lot. You don't want to park to the left, which is permit only parking. You want to continue down the service road, and you'll see this sign here that lists the parking rates. The parking rate, by the way, for this lot is going to be $22 for this event. So you enter the parking lot, you park the car, and then to walk out of the parking lot, you don't want to walk back up that service road because there are cars coming and going there. Instead, once you walk past this parking lot sign, look to your left in the garage and there'll be a small gate. Walk out that gate and you'll be close to the lake. And then if you look to your right, you'll see the ship. You can't miss it at that point. To get onto the ship, there are a couple of entrances. Now the confusing part is that they're members only entrances. Both of these entrances are to the left side of the ship as you're looking at the ship, or on the starboard side, if you will. Here's a picture of one of the entrances. Again, on the left side of the ship as you're looking at it, they say members only. And you'll end up, I think, circling around trying to look for a public entrance, but there is no public entrance. There are only members only entrances here. So go ahead and walk up the members only entrance. It's a little bit of a ramp to go up. The door will be locked most likely. On the left of the door there will be a bell. Ring that bell. Tell them you're here for the Loyola graduation and they'll buzz you in. Once you enter through that door, you'll be at the bottom level of the ship. And it looks a little bit dilapidated. There are lifeboats and life jackets lying around. And you may say, well, where am I? This doesn't look like a graduation venue. But we'll have some signs there, maybe some people who will guide you up to the mid-level of the ship, which is where the graduation event is. Hopefully with these directions you'll be able to park your car and get there, hopefully in one attempt. But I realize that there may still be some people who struggle with getting there, especially if you aren't familiar with downtown. And I'd say if you've circled around a couple of times and you still haven't been able to find that service road, go ahead and just park in the Millennium Park garage. The Millennium Park garage, that's the one that's associated with Millennium Park. There are a couple of entrances, a few entrances to get in there. You can use any entrance you want. The confusing part is it's actually two garages. There's a Millennium garage and a Lakeside garage, so the common name is Millennium Lakeside Garage. And you actually want to park in the Lakeside garage. Again, they have the same entrance, but you want to park on the Lakeside garage, which will put you out east, and that'll be closer to your destination, which is the Columbia Yacht Club over here. Once you get in to the Millennium Lakeside garage, particularly the Lakeside garage, you then again have to make a decision. Do you want to park on the Monroe side, which is the south side of the garage, or the north side, which is the Randolph Street side? And to be honest, they're both about the same time. it'll take about the same time from either of those locations to get to Columbia Yacht Club. So you could choose either. I would suggest Monroe on the south. It's a little bit more of a convenient walk from there. If you get off Monroe, then you'll be by the lakeside. You want to make sure you don't end up at Chicago Yacht Club. You want to continue north until you walk up to the Columbia Yacht Club over here. If you park on the northeast corner, which will be near Randolph, that looks very close to Columbia Yacht Club, but it'll actually end up taking about the same amount of time to walk there. And that's because Randolph Street, as some of you may know, has 2 levels. So what you have to do is walk east on Randolph, then you have to walk north, and you have to eventually go down a level. And the closest way to do that is to go to this place called Cascade Park. And from there you literally have to cascade down or kind of walk down some different levels in order to get to the lake level where the ship is. This, by the way, is the DuSable Harbor parking lot at the bottom of Cascade Park. I've put here in the guide those directions and some images here as well. So you want to go to the lakeside garage part of the garage. You could choose either Randolph or Monroe. I would suggest Monroe, a little bit more convenient. You don't have to walk down a level at least. And then you want to be at the lakefront side, not the downtown Columbus Drive side. The Millennium or Lakeside Garage is more expensive, so this will cost you $30 to $40 or so for that event. Another point to keep in mind is that your GPS or your phone navigation system, it may not work accurately if you're in the garage and if you're nearby on the lower level of Wacker Drive or lower level of Randolph. So it's, I think, important to prepare yourself a little bit because you may not have the luxury of having directions through your phone. If you're struggling with getting there, feel free to call the Columbia Yacht Club's main office. I have their number listed over here, and I have my own cell phone number listed as well. Feel free to call me if you run into any issues. But I hope to see you all there, and as I've told some of the graduating seniors, this is your final test as a radiology resident. It's to find this fairly challenging parking lot next to the Columbia Yacht Club. All right, thank you.